Weekend passed only so quickly, and now it was already Wednesday. Today was the day of the first actual potion making in the Love Potions class. Harry walked in the classroom only to find Draco already sitting at their desk, obviously checking him out with what hungry look of his, biting his lip slightly. He looked like a teen girl eyeing her crush, desperate to get close. Harry grinned, making his way over to the desk. He slid down on the seat beside Draco, wrapping a loving arm around the blonde, who felt proud and snuggled into Harry's side. They ignored the stares they got from around them and just sat like that while Professor Slughorn explained the ingredients. Draco only helped Harry create the potion as he was going to be the one to test it. After the potions were brewed, they were ordered to go to the assigned rooms to test the potions out there. Draco sat on the edge of the bed, feeling anxious but acting natural as if he hadn't lost it completely a few days over Harry. He nervously led the potion down his throat and waited for a moment or two, sitting still looking at Harry. A few seconds later, Draco's pupils visibly widened. He tilted Harry's head up by the chin and the two shared a deep, loving kiss. Hands roamed, the two exploring each other's bodies. Draco lost all sign of his crazy mind, coming back in parts of the old Draco. Only just very cute and in love. Harry caressed his cheek gently, making the other feel comfortable. He laid the fragile blondie down on the bed, climbing on top of him, gently kissing his chest, the other letting out faint moans of trust and pleasure. "Draco?" Harry asked, pulling away from the absolutely gorgeous body, looking the other in the eyes. I don't like you like this. I want my crazy boyfriend back. I don't want to spend this lesson doing the stupid assignment. We can use our time more efficiently, if you know what I mean." Harry whispered right into the other's ear, teasing the ear with his warm, soft tongue. Draco submitted beneath him, moaning softly. He shook up slightly, returning to his normal state of crazy mind, if any at all. He surprisingly jumped at Harry, pushing the other boy over with a chuckle. The two undressed, this time being more gentle with each other. Draco also desperately wanted to suck Harry off, but the boy kept teasing and torturing him. At last, when Draco thought he would get his well-deserved and awaited treat, he was pushed over with brutal force over onto his back, giving him a slight headache. He felt like whining, but instead an insanely crazy and shocking-to-the-bone laugh escaped his lips. He couldn't stop laughing, so Harry had to shut him upside. How? He already knew how. He brutally took Draco's hard member into his mouth, bobbing his head up and down, sucking the sweet lollipop deep. Draco immediately stopped laughing and began moaning like a sweet girl. Now that's the Draco I want. Please, baby, don't say a word. Just fuck me, please. I want this. You're fucking torturing me. Stop it. You really love me. Alright, but this was your choice, not mine. Harry carefully flipped Draco over and managed to get the boy on his force. He wasn't going to fuck him hard this time. Today, he was going to love him well. He very slowly pushed into the bleeding boy, pressing kisses to his back and neck. Two of them enjoyed a good deal of 20 minutes of slow, loving sex until the time in the rooms was up and they had to head back into the classroom. They dressed up and walked out of the rooms to find the classroom scattered with everything plushy the castle contained. They took the same corner again. Draco sat in Harry's arms, the two whispering sweet things to one another, waiting for Professor Slughorn to take the upper hand and manage the lesson. "Okay, class, good job. All those potions were well brewed, and I guess the effect was great too, judging by the faint red shades of your orbs." The students flushed, because some had also decided to take advantage of the time. "Now, you'll end the lesson by cuddling. Just to improve some of your trust and comfort skills around each other." He paused for a moment and then sighed and continued. "After this class, I would like the following people to stay: Draco and Harry, Lavender and Blaze, Neville and Ginny, and Parvati and Goyle. You may continue." The people whose names had been called were now looking around and had all eyes on them. Whispers began spreading through the classroom until nobody was focused on the assignment anymore. "I said cuddle and you start chitter-chatting? Get on with it," grumbled Professor Slughorn. Draco had already slid down pretty far, the back of his head now resting against Harry's lower abdomen. He was soothing his hands down Harry's outstretched legs, feeling tired out of the activity from a few moments before in their room. Harry decided that this time he would be the one doing the sweet talks. He ran his fingers through the silky platinum hair and again with that, pulling Draco up closer to him. He waited for the blonde to relax against him completely and then decided to start sweet talk with him along with finding answers to some of his questions. He wrapped his arms around the pale boy and breathed into his sensitive ear, kissing his cheek and ear between the sentences. Babe, you're so irresistible. Why didn't you confess to me before? Draco tensed up at the question, knowing where this conversation was going, but answered anyway. Well, I don't know. I just love you, but I still hated you pretty bad. Now that we're paired up, for some reason, I just feel like this was my chance and uncontrollably confessed. Well, you could have just had a talk with me instead of making me lose my mind, like you already did. Yeah, sorry. I just thought you would reject, so I wanted to at least get what I wanted for so long. I wanted all of you, but I wanted to get at least a piece of you that day. Don't apologize. What was the best reason to skip the meals? I loved it. And I love you. I love you too, Harry, but anyways, can we change the topic? I'm not real comfortable. Are you hiding something from me? Or are your feelings perhaps, I don't know, fake? No! Harry, are you doubting me? Jacob pouted cutely, turning around and straddling himself onto Harry's lap, crossing his arms on his chest, making puppy eyes at him. Oh jeez, Draco, you're so cute when you do that. And yes, sometimes I do, but that only lands on the fact that you're a Death Eater and nothing else. Don't try to change me, Harry. It is my choice what I become, so I would like you not to start blaming me for it. Draco wrapped his arms around Harry's neck, pressing their foreheads together. I'm not. I'm just telling you that the reason I doubt you is that we have just recently admitted this crazy relationship of ours. And I don't think that submitting to a relationship with a Death Eater right away and expecting to trust him is something a person with a well state of mind would do. Well, you're not in your well state of mind, Harry. Not only because you put up with my behavior, because you're in love with a Death Eater. Caught your word. Harry let out a chuckle, planting a small kiss on Draco's nose. Oh my god, Draco, would you just shut up? Make me. Draco smiled, an insane smile licking Harry's lips. Harry closed the distance between them, enjoying the taste of his crazy lover. The two spent the remaining time with a lesson cuddling and sweet talking to each other as assigned. Harry and Draco were about to leave as they remembered that they had to stay after class along with some others. They turned back and stood by Professor Slughorn's desk along with the others. Slughorn came into the room with a cheerful smile on his face, which probably meant something unordinary will happen. Alright, I don't want you to hold back for too long in here, so I'll get straight to the point. You guys have the strongest love magic between you and your partners. Dumbledore chose you for a special task. The students flushed and shared stares and glances of curiosity. It wasn't every day that you would be chosen by the headmaster for some task. So, the task is going to the Muggle world and live amongst Muggles for a month. But our appearance changed a lot. We paid attention to our interests, identities, and qualities and found your real you inside you. The real you looks different from what you now are. For example, Harry, your interest in the Muggle world is music, singing, and any other type of musical activities. Once your real you is revealed, your look changes and your skills. You'll become good at good Muggle music, the beats or whatever they call it. Your heart and whole body will become sensitive to reliable music. Your job is to create the music, try to get yourself any job or career, and basically live independently for the month or two with your partner. Worrying about your appearance, sometimes you may look completely different. If you're crazy over something and others know or think you're off your knockers, that would also be reflected on your look. Wouldn't it, Professor? Asked Lavender, out of plain curiosity. Yes, indeed, that'll be reflected on your appearance, as that also counts as a feature. Harry wrapped a calming arm around Draco, who was now flushing hard, knowing that his appearance would seriously be affected by his craziness. The blonde wrapped his arm around Harry's waist in reply, getting closer to him. Any questions? Asked Professor Slughorn, taking out his magic wand. No questions were asked or requested. All right then, let's get into it. Harry, I already explained your Muggle interests and qualities. Without your real you used, you are already a good singer and modern musician. Though our school doesn't have the right equipment for you to establish those skills within the walls of the school. Professor Slughorn muttered some spell nobody recognized or heard as he said it so quietly. There was a bright shine of light, and new Harry was revealed to the public. Everyone gasped at how different he looked, but how fucking awesome it was at the same time. His messy hair was styled into a wave to the side, looking very muggle modern. It was still as dark brown, but as Harry overlooked the rest of himself, he felt slightly freaked out, which reflected on the shade of his hair. It turned bright red of anxiety, shining in the light of the candles. Harry's robes were gone, and instead he had a leather rainbow-colored splattered shiny DJ jacket, a grey shirt with the word rainbow music, and a picture of headphones on it. He had tight bleached man jeans with ripped holes in them, fitting his legs pretty well. Pretty expensive rainbow headphones hung around his neck. He also had a tattoo on his neck, and many others covering his arms from wrist to shoulder. The one on his neck represented rainbow roses, whose thorny leaves formed into letters shaping the name Draco Malfoy. The rest of the tattoos were of different color ink, resembling everything associated with music. His glasses were gone, and his eyes were just so different. The color part of the eye looked more of a purple metallic color, and he had a few more tattoos on his face. They were from the back and top and front neck to jawline and ear. He had the rainbow button piercing on both ears, and another small gold piercing in his lip. Draco had to let go of Harry, mouth gaped, staring at him. This Harry looked so cool, better than before. Though the normal Harry was cuter than this look, but this one was just amazing. Alright then, Harry, let's test this. Professor Slughorn put on some beat drops a little loud. Harry felt his heart beat along with the beat and rhythm of the music. He felt different emotions while listening to the music, and his hair flushed and shone in different colors, indicating his emotion. His metallic, shiny eyes were changing shade and color due to the thoughts he had. He felt like he had a critical ear to the music, already thinking of ways to improve this beat. One eye resembled a darker shade of the color represented, and the other showed a light shade, making the look go just right over the top of awesomeness. Well, everything seems to work well. Right then, Harry, your focus is music. Listen, adjust, create, and bring your talents to the world. It looks like you're a little crazy over something or someone, as your eyes indicate different shades of the color. Apparently, we didn't know everything about you, did we now? No, I guess not, Professor. I know I am all into music and stuff, but I didn't know it would reach this level. Well, your interests are pretty strong. Now then, Draco. It's no secret to us that you are an Death Eater, and now you cannot change the fact. However, you still feel comfortable being one and do some things they do. You are mentally insane over your partner. Your Muggle world interest is creating figures and shapes that would move according to your wish, following the beat of the music. Apparently you do fit well with Harry, don't you now? Slughorn added, smirking, setting the spell on Draco. Another flash of light, and a new Draco stood before them. His usually perfect blonde hair was ruffled, looking permanent like Harry's before he was transformed. His robes were replaced by a black, shiny, soft and silk hoodie, the hoodie itself over his head already. He had dark blue jeans and leather black shoes with a dark silver diamonds in them. He wore a black, gray shirt, splattered shirt saying 3D Death. He had a tattoo of fire on the back of his right hand and a tattoo of water on his left, on the palm of it. On the back of the other hand there was a tattoo of nature and a tattoo of 3D art on the palm. He had a big tattoo on the side of his neck, the musical line shaping to the name Harry Potter. A long gold chain encrusted his neck with the Voldemort snake mark emblem on it, just like the big one on the back of his hoodie and jacket and his wrist, which was given to him by Lord Voldemort himself. His nails were painted black, shining with rainbow if you looked at it from different angles of the light. His cheekbones were slightly shrunken, showing pale, skinny, hot damps on his cheeks. He had 3 gold piercings at the top of each ear and a small gold ring like Harry's in his brow. He had a real diamond piercing his tongue and another in the side of his nose, but his eyes, though, likely scared everyone, but looked very cool, very modern and awesome. The eyes were outlined in thick black man eyeliner with the word damaged on the left side of his face and the word caution on the right. Together the 2 words read caution, damaged, apparently talking about his mental state of mind. The eyes themselves were of different color. One eye was piercing ruby orange, and the other was piercing diamond purple. His left pupil of the gray orange was smaller than the right was bigger. His lips were of a darker shade of red and black, his insane smile looking more realistic on them. The smile conquered his face as he looked over himself, finally taking off the hoodie. The hoodie revealed the blonde hair, cute and messy, dyed black halfway from the top, and sharp dark orange and purple lines dyeing the sides of his head where the hair was. The two boys looked at each other, shocked by each other's appearance. "Well, that tattoo's on your face, and eyes don't lie, Draco. You can't hide your identity," said Harry, finally finding his words. Draco just smiled, a crazy smile, his eyes dashing a light and streak of passion in them. Harry regretted a few things that moment, feeling uncomfortable with Draco's appearance. He now looked even more like a Death Eater, scaring Harry. Draco wrapped an arm again around Harry, caressing the tattoo with the name on Harry's neck. The blonde's cool silk touch calmed Harry down, and they just wrapped an arm around each other, standing there watching as the others were changed. Blaze was turning into a fighter gangster-like dude, with the power of money cheating on his hands. Jenny was to control the emotion of others, her clothes and makeup, color, and shades changing to the colors of her emotion. Lavender was to take power over electronic gadgets, her outfit and the whole appearance looking very digital. Neville was stuck with magnetizing objects to each other, capable of creating things and controlling them around. Parvati was capable of changing patterns of things around her, as she had a very good eye for detail. Her outfit was, of course, very detailed in pattern and color. Quill was to control other people wandless. He could make them do whatever he wanted and manipulate them. He was dangerous, but after all, a talent is a talent. He tested his talent on Harry, making him drop to the floor, his hair radiating hard bronze, his eyes a brighter color of bronze, striking with a lively, painful shade. Draco helped Harry up, his mad eyes flicking to Goyle. He stuck out his hand, and on it appeared a copy of Goyle made of fire. Then Draco formed a dagger made of water and sliced the figure with it. The figure performed a dramatic and painful act of death, water splashing everywhere. Goyle apologized, moved away, and didn't bother them anymore. "Well then, you're moving out tonight. Go have dinner, and if people ask way too many questions, simply ignore. You're allowed to show off some of your skills, but keep things safe. Alright, guys?" said Professor Slughorn, practically shoving the students out the door.